Hey everyone, it's Darcy from Snails and Fairy Dust, and today I have a very different project for you. We are going to make these fun little bunnies using perler beads, which are plastic beads that are usually meant to iron and make fused bead projects. I do have a free pattern, which you could click below and download it absolutely free. It'll take you to my website, and you could download this pattern to follow along with, which is going to help you. And all of the techniques we're using a technique called brick stitch. You're also going to learn ladder stitch. You're going to learn how to increase and decrease in brick stitch. And all of those techniques are exactly the same techniques we would use with smaller beads. So if you want to make little bunny earrings or a bunny necklace instead, you could follow along with delica beads or seed beads, and you'll get the same result, but tiny. But if you're brand new to beading, I think this is a really easy way for you to sort of understand the techniques and be a little less intimidated by it. Let's take a look at the supplies. I have perler beads, which I stole from my 10-year-old daughter's room. I'm going to be making a turquoise bunny in this video, and I have an embroidery needle. You just need a needle that's going to fit your embroidery thread, and I have embroidery thread here. Your thread is going to be exposed on the edges there, so you want to make sure your embroidery thread sort of matches the color of the beads you're using. And you're also going to need your pattern. So the pattern is really going to help you know where to use which techniques. I'm also going to walk you through the first half of the project here in the video, and then I'm going to leave you to do the second half by yourself. So the pattern would be helpful to have. So to start, I have 4 feet of my thread, and we will have to rethread halfway through the project, but I don't think you should start with any more than 4 feet, because otherwise you're going to get tangled and it will be annoying. So pick up your first 2 beads, which will be 1 white bead and then 1 pink bead. This bead will become the nose. And then you bring your needle around back through the first bead. You're leaving about a 3-inch tail, no more than that, 2 to 3 inches. And then bring your needle back down through the second bead again. And now what we're going to do is just make a little knot. If you were using regular seed beads, you wouldn't need to make this knot, but with these beads, it's a bit loose, and so I think it's going to be easier for you if we just make a knot here. So take your thread right over the left, and then take it left over the right and make a little square knot there. And then bring your needle back up through that second bead. And then we pick up our next bead and bring our needle up through the pink bead there, through the nose of the bunny as it is, and then back down through the bead you've just added. And then we pick up the next bead in our pattern, and we come down through the last bead we've just added, and then back up through this new bead. And this is called ladder stitch. We're going to keep adding beads like this. Pick up a bead, come up through the last bead. Make sure you're pulling that tightly, down through the new bead. You don't want there to be any gaps in between these beads. Pick up your next bead, come down through the last bead, and up through the new bead. And then we pick up our next bead. This time we're coming up through the last bead and down through the new bead. And you just want to give those a tug so there's no gaps in between. This is what you want it to look like, because this will be the foundation for the rest of our piece. So now that we've finished that first row, I like to turn it over so you're always working away from your non-dominant hand. So you're holding it in your non-dominant hand and you're working back in the opposite direction. So for this next row, I'm picking up 2 beads, and this row is an increasing row of brick stitch. This is going to be your first row of brick stitch. So we're bringing that needle underneath that first thread bridge, and it looks a little crazy at first. And then you're just going to bring your needle back up through that second bead And when you do that, they sit in place just like little bricks, which is why it's called brick stitch. And that one's an increasing stitch. So you see how that new bead we've just added is sticking over the edge a bit? That's because we've increased there. Now for the rest of this row, we're just adding one bead at a time. So you pick up one bead, bring your needle under that thread bridge, the next thread bridge, and then you just come right back up through that bead. And again, pick up your next bead in the pattern, come under the next thread bridge, and then right back up through that bead. And keep going. Next bead, under the thread bridge, and right back up through that bead. And this is brick stitch. You do the same stitch with tiny beads and you get a really beautiful effect. So you keep going, make sure you're looking at your pattern, you're adding the right bead in the right places. And obviously, where I'm using turquoise, if you want a pink bunny, just use pink instead of the turquoise. The pattern you've downloaded is in pink. Okay, here we are, almost at the end. Coming there. And then we have an increase at the end of this row. So what we're going to do is we're going to share that same thread bridge. So you pick up your bead and you're going to bring your needle underneath the same thread bridge you've just used for that last bead, pull it into place, and then come up through that bead just like the other ones. But now that one, when you give it a nice tug, it's going to hang out over the edge a little bit. So that's an increase at the end of that row. And then we turn our work over again. We're always going to hold it in our non-dominant hand and work away from that hand. So we pick up our next two beads of the next row. And now this row is a decreasing row of brick stitch. So we're going to come underneath the second thread bridge there. Just bring your needle right under that second thread bridge. And this one starts in a slightly different way. So they end up like that. And we're going to bring our needle up through that second bead. Don't get stuck on there like I did. And then you come down through the first bead. And then up through that second bead again. And when you give that a nice pull, you have that. Now you see it's a decrease because it comes in from the last bead on the edge there. And the rest of this row, we're just following the pattern and we're picking up one bead at a time. Take your time. You could totally do this. And we just add them all along the row here. The important thing here is not to rush. You don't want to rush because then you end up with tangled thread and you might miss a bead. Just take your time. Breathe into it. You've totally got this. And I hope you're enjoying it. And I hope you will discover that beading can be quite fun. So here we are working our way towards the end of this row. Now there's an increase here. So remember, we're sharing the same thread bridge. If you're looking at your pattern, you see you need to add another bead there. So we're going to share that thread bridge and add that bead. Right? And this is what you should have now. Now for this next section, we need to add a few beads of ladder stitch because we need to extend that ear up there. So we are going to move on to ladder stitch, and you'll see in your pattern that half of the row is in brick stitch and half is in ladder. So remember, with ladder, we pick up a bead, we come underneath the last bead, and then come down through the new bead and sort of pull it over to the side to tighten it. So if you sort of pull it to the left, to the right, you'll see you can sort of use that tension to tighten your beads, but you really want to keep these tight. So you've picked up your next bead, you are coming up through it. And I find if you hold the beads in between your fingers like that, it helps to hold the tension while you are adding the new bead and you don't end up with gaps. So just take your time and make sure you are keeping the tension between those beads. Otherwise, you'll end up with a sort of wonky, gap-spaced bunny at the end, which is also fine. I mean, if this is your first project, then you try again, and you will get good at this. I swear you could do it. So just keep doing your ladder stitch along the way there. See how I just tightened up that little space there? Keep your eye on the spaces. And here we are at the end of that row. And now we're ready to brick stitch again. So I turn it around. I'm going to just show you on the real bunny here. So the next row is an increase at the end. So we're going to increase there. Turn it around. We have it in position. We're going to pick up our first 2 beads. See, I wasn't following my pattern. I picked up the wrong bead, but then I looked at the pattern and I said, oh, that's supposed to be a pink one. So make sure you're looking at your pattern. And I'm bringing my needle underneath that first thread bridge and then back up through the pink one. Give it a good tug. Hold it between your fingers and tug it. And now we're going to continue doing brick stitch down this line, following our pattern, of course. So that next one there, and this part you should be very good at by now. I think the only tricky parts you'll find is sort of the beginning and the end of the rows. Make sure you're looking at your pattern so you know if it is an increase or a decrease at the beginning and end of your row. Make sure you're counting your beads so you have the right number of beads. And you could always take it apart and backtrack if you have problems. And so now we're flipping it over. And this last row is a bit different. So with this one, we're starting on the second bead of that row and then adding 5. And then again, we're adding the second 5 beads in a different spot. So we're coming down, bring your needle down through the neighboring bead and the one below it. And then you're going to cross over and come up through that second bead. Very easy. And now we're going to pick up 2 beads and it starts on a decrease. So we're coming through the second thread bridge for the decrease. And then come up through the second bead, down through the first bead, and now up through that second bead again. And those are going to sit just like that. And then now we just add 3 beads in the regular fashion. And you should have this. And then for that second section, we have to skip a bead in the middle. So we're going to skip 1 bead and we want our needle to come up through the following bead. So in order to do that, we're going to work our thread back down into the piece again. So just come down that next bead and then down into the row below it. And then over 1 bead and up into the bead we want to be exiting. There we go. And now again, it starts with a decrease. So pick up 2 beads, come through that second thread bridge, back up through the second bead. Don't get stuck like that. Up through the second bead, down through the first bead, and up through the second bead again. Perfect. And then you just add 3 more beads in the regular fashion. Here we go. And now we're almost out of our thread and we're halfway done with our bunny, more than halfway done with our bunny. And I'm going to take this thread and I'm just going to run it back and forth along this ear in order to reinforce it, because we don't want our bunny ears to be floppy. But if you run your thread back and forth through these ears, so try to cross all the way over to one side and then come back to the other side. And that's just going to reinforce that and make it a little bit more stiff. And then we're going to finish off our thread and I will show you how to start a new thread. So you just keep sewing along there. And if you were using real seed beads, like delicate beads or what I normally use, then this ear would just stand up by itself. You wouldn't need to reinforce it so much. And also, if you were using delicate beads, you could start with 4 feet of thread, and that would probably do your entire earring. It definitely would do the entire earring, or the entire little beaded bunny. So you wouldn't have to necessarily change in the middle. So I've just woven that down, and I'm going to go as far as I can with the thread before I lose it. And then we're just going to give that a clip. Always make sure you're pulling your thread so that it disappears in between those beads like that. Sometimes it takes a little tug to make that happen. So I've done that. And now I'm going to take that original tail and I'm just going to weave that back into the piece as well. And that one, you remember we made a knot on it, so we don't need to weave it quite so far. It's not going to come unraveled. So you're mainly just hiding the tail here. So I'm just going to weave that in a little bit so we could hide that tail and then give that a clip as well. And there we go. We are 1/2 of our bunny done. You see that ear is nice and stiff. And we're going to pick up a new 4-foot piece of thread and thread our needle. Before you get started on that second side, you want to take a look at your pattern, line your piece up, and make sure you're starting your row in the right direction. So you see row 6 is going to start towards the head of the bunny and work its way down towards the nose of the bunny. And I'm going to show you how to anchor this thread, and then I'm going to leave you for the second half of this bunny because it's exactly the same as the first half, and I don't want to bore you. So I know I'm starting my thread on this side of the bunny. So I've gone a couple rows down from the bead I want to be exiting. And I've entered one, I've come up, down one, up one side, down through the neighboring bead, up through the same bead I started with. And then I'm going to go down through the neighboring bead again. Make sure you're tugging that thread so your thread disappears in between the beads. Down through the neighboring bead again. And this is going to be a nice anchor. So back up. Basically, you're just going around those 2 beads 2 times and give it a good tug. Make sure it's tight. If your thread doesn't come loose, then you are ready to go. And take a look. I know that my next row starts with an increase, but look, I wasn't looking at my pattern and I thought it was a decrease. So this is the only thing you need to do coming through onto this other side. Look at your pattern. Make sure you're starting with an increase or a decrease where you're supposed to. This is an increase. I'm going to leave you now to work the rest of this bunny head by yourself. Don't forget to reinforce your ears when you get to the end. If you need to, just start at the beginning of the video again, and you could follow it along for the exact same thing on the other side. And then meet me back here when you're done. And here I am done. And I just have that thread for the ears left. I'm just going to take that tail and weave it back into my bunny to reinforce the ears. And yeah, I mean, it's so nice with these perler beads. It's much easier to get your thread through than it was with tiny beads. But once you get used to the tiny beads, I swear it's going to be easy. So I have woven that in, given it a clip. I just have a little key ring here, which you could slip right through that perler bead at the end there. You could also put a thread through there and hang it like an ornament if you have like a little Easter tree you're making or something like that. There's a lot you could do with these, but my daughter is going to put it on her backpack. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. And I hope I've taken away a little bit of the intimidation that people can feel about bead weaving. It really is that simple. Yeah, I think you could do this. I think so many people could do this who don't think they're able to bead weave. And I think they just need to try it. Take your time. Don't be afraid to mess up. Just remember, it's one bead at a time. And if you enjoyed this, please just subscribe. And I have lots more beading tutorials for you. All right, have a great day and happy beading.